Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing my out-of-box review for the HG Iron-Blooded Orphans Io Frame Shiden. So yeah, call it what you will. I just want to say a big thank you to MindFenix Hobby Store, as always, for sending me this kit to share with you guys. This is a pretty cool, simple little kit. Again, it is going to have that slightly higher price tag of 1,200 yen rather than 1,000 yen. Despite it being pretty simple, it's just got a higher price tag just because it just has one extra runner, sort of, basically. Not like an extra runner, but it just has two full runners and then two smaller runners. So anyway, it's a cool kit. It's pretty simple. We have a new frame with this kit. Like with pretty much all of the HG Iron-Blooded Orphans frames, it has really fantastic articulation. It's almost a complete inner frame, so that's pretty cool too. Again, it was pretty much unheard of almost in high-grade kits up until the HG Iron-Blooded Orphans line. So overall, it's just a really nice kit. Very few seam lines on this kit, so that's also nice. You'll have some on the top of the shoulders, on the legs. I think right on the front of the legs there'll be a little bit of seam line you need to get rid of there, but not really too much to speak of in terms of seam lines for this kit for the most part. Now, a little bit there on, I guess, on the arms as well, but I think most of that's probably hidden, or there you can see it. There's some on the forearm as well, but again, for a high grade, pretty much expected. Some of the HG Iron-Blooded Orphans kits are nice. They have like virtually no seam lines you have to remove. And that is nice when we have that, but that is not very common for HG kits. Anyway, also comes with a really nice selection of accessories for this kit as well, which is pretty cool. So overall, I think it's definitely a great kit. So that's it. That's it for the review. Okay, anyway, but in case you needed any further convincing, let's go ahead and take a look at some other stuff about this kit. The head is going to move like a pretty standard head, up to about there before it's starting to run into the back part of the torso, the back white part there, down to about there, and so pretty standard head movement. One little sticker there for the kind of mono eye little camera lens on the front of the mask, and then that can actually open up. We just slide that up, and it should stay there. There we go. And another small little sticker there on the inside for that black and gold of the camera on the inside of the face. So pretty cool little gimmick there that the head does that. Inside the waist, it's got pretty much the same articulation that you would expect for most HGIBO kits. We have some articulation there at the top, and then at the bottom there's a ball joint there. So you can get a little bit of side to side, not a whole lot, but front and back is going to be no problem with this kit. And some nice details in here with the pistons, but unfortunately, like they're pistons to nothing. They're like the bottom is not really connected to anything, so they look kind of cool in most cases. But if you're doing some pose like this, they're going to look a little bit odd. Just sticking off. My backpack just fell off here. As you can see here on the back, just same connectors as a lot of the HG Iron-Blooded Orphans kits, so you could easily switch this out for a different backpack or other things if you wanted to do that. While I've got the backpack off, we'll just talk about this here. These thrusters will, I think, move very slightly, if anything. Let's see, there we go. Those will move just a little bit down and up, and that's pretty much it. We have these little holders here on the side, which again, you can take these off if you want. If you want to attach something else on there, you can. As you'll notice, it's the same size port as on the side skirt, which is the same size that's on the side of the arm. So lots of places to connect stuff. But you get these two little connection pieces. These are to hold the cricket bat, otherwise known as the partisan, which we'll get back to in a moment. Also, while we're here, you'll notice the polycaps that we're using for the arms are not the polycaps that we're usually using on the HG Iron-Blooded Orphans arms. These are the polycaps that are usually used somewhere else, usually used in the feet. They're switched in this case. The ones that are usually used here on the shoulders are used in the feet on this kit, if I remember correctly from the construction. So you're not going to have that polycap is not going to swing out like a lot of the other kits do. So that will limit the articulation here in the shoulder, but you can still bring the shoulders forward pretty far. So it's really not too bad, I think. The shoulder armor piece will move up and down. Again, the way that connects is also similar, so switching that off for different shoulder armor wouldn't be a problem at all. That's just really simple. Their rotation at the top of the arm and then nice bend here in the elbow to give you only really about 90 degrees, but should be enough, I'd imagine. And then just ball joint for the wrist. And then going down to the front skirt here, the front skirt is just one piece, so obviously that won't be separating in the middle. That's just one big piece there. The side skirts are just connected onto there kind of nicely. The way the side skirts are connected is a little bit different in this case. That let me see if I can show this to you here. The way that polycap fits up inside that piece is a little bit different in this case, and it feels like it's going to be a little bit more secure, like the polycap won't be coming out of there in any way, so that's kind of nice. When you're moving the side skirts, you can move them a little bit more freely up to there like that, and anyway, you don't have to worry about the polycap coming out. I don't feel like it's going to come out like it tends to do sometimes with other kits. Back skirt doesn't move at all, but we do have this little flap here on the back skirt that will just open up there, and that will be used for storing weapons on there, so we'll come back to that. The waist has a waist joint that will rock back and forth. I don't know what we rock or swivel, anyway, back and forth there, so that's kind of nice. Then of course this swivel rotation there at the top of the leg. The knee is going to bend with that knee armor being separate, a separate piece there, so you can get a really nice full bend there in the knee with that knee armor piece sticking out. It's going to be looking really nice. You can see some of the detail of the frame inside there. So that's really nice. Here on the back of the leg we have this thruster, which is on a ball joint, so you can move it a little bit, but not really too much. And then the foot is just on that polycap, so that is going to try not to pull that foot totally apart. But it will, let's see, move a little bit on that ball joint, but not as much as previous HGI Blood Orphans kits, so not going to get as much articulation in the ankle. This front part of the ankle armor, just basically on the top of the foot, that will move up and down. And man, the parts of this feet keep falling apart on me as I'm trying to do this. Under the foot we have some nice detail there, just one little hollow section there at the front of the toe, but otherwise some nice detail. This whole front of the foot will move up and down a little bit like that, not a whole lot, but a little bit. These feet in general are like a really strange shape. I don't really like it, but they're not too bad, I guess, and they do the job. So that's basically it for the kit. Just a pretty standard articulation, again, for an HGI Blood Orphans kits. They're all pretty nice. Alright, so let's start with the most basic of accessories, is the gauntlet. It's just one piece here. It's just a small shield. Nice detail on the inside of that one there as well. It just has a peg, so you can just plug this onto, you're meant to anyway, just plug it onto the side of the arm, like that, and then you have a nice small little shield there for the side of the arm. I'll take that back off for the moment. Then we have our rifle. Again, just very standard, simple, just two pieces snapped together rifle. It's really similar to the Hyakuren rifle, the Amida custom rifle. I actually wanted to pull that rifle out for comparison. So this is the Amida custom rifle, and this is the Io Frame Shiden rifle. As you can see, it's actually almost exactly the same. The only difference is that on the Io Frame Shiden's rifle, the connection point is at the top. On the Amida rifle, it's here on the barrel. So I think this one is actually much better. It makes more sense to have that connecting in the middle. On the Hyakuren is kind of like weird attaching this onto the back like that, and the rifle's like sticking out totally to one side. Anyway, but you can see the design is pretty much almost exactly the same. The ammo there, that is going to be a little bit different as well, but overall very, very similar in terms of its design. This is going to attach onto the back skirt. As I said, you're just going to flip up this piece, and then that is going to hook into right there. It's a little bit tricky to get on there, but there, once it's on, it's going to be nice and secure, just attached onto the back skirt there. And because that that connection point is actually the same size as the one for the Amida kit, so if you wanted to give this rifle to, say for example your Hyakuren, say you got the original regular Hyakuren, not the Amida custom, so you don't have this rifle, you wanted to give this rifle to your Hyakuren, you could do that, and you could attach it onto the back skirt and do whatever with it. So that's pretty cool. And then we have the Partisan, which is just, again, like a cricket bat, basically. This has that same connection point, so again, you could give this to the Hyakuren if you want, or you can plug this onto the back skirt, the same as the rifle. This is the closed form, and then you can also slide this open, like that, and this is the longer open form. So just to give you an idea of the size, when this is fully extended, it's going to be much taller than the actual kit itself, just by about maybe 2 centimeters, barely taller than the kit, but definitely going to be nice and long. And then our last accessory here is this really huge riot shield. Now, according to the manual, that is the actual name for this, the riot shield. And aside, I mean, that's not only just what it looks like, that is technically what it officially is. So it's just two pieces here. We just have the main piece and then this handle piece, which will just plug onto there. Anyway, it's pretty tight. I won't take that off. But as you can see, this will just plug onto the arm, and then the hand you'll just connect onto the bar here, and then that's it, just to hold that in the arm. Again, for the size comparison, here it is next to the kit. I'll have the kit holding it here in just a moment, but just wanted to show you guys that. So a lot of space here to put some big logo or something there if you wanted, or just like a really big number, like a big 02 or something like that. A lot of space there for a nice, really big, cool decal on the front of that shield, or doing some damage or whatever. Anyway, just with like big flat molded pieces, obviously you are going to want to sand this, because even when painting you're going to be seeing some of these like mold details here, like from the other side. I forget what that's called. Anyway, mold relief or something like that. Anyway, but it's not going to be totally flat. You are just go with a sanding stick or sandpaper, go over that and just get that nice and smooth before you paint. But anyway, so yeah, that's it for the accessories. We got some pretty cool options. We got the rifle, we got the big shield, got the little shield, we got the bat. So it's got some cool stuff. For a comparison, here it is with the Amida Custom Hyakuren. Obviously the Hyakuren is much more bulky in its design, just a very different like overall look, but you can see a few similarities there, mostly just like in the stomach and the rifle. They both have very strangely shaped feet. I mean, the Hyakuren's feet aren't that strangely shaped, they're just really small. And overall, anyway, I guess the Io frame, it just says that it was like developed, what does it say exactly? It says that the Io Frame Shiden is a project that is utilizing technology accumulated through the development of the Hyakuri and the Hyakuren. So again, not really seeing a whole lot of that coming through from the Hyakuri or Hyakuren, especially from the Hyakuri. But anyway, there are a few familiar aspects, I guess. So I've got to say, posing this kit is actually really fun. It's really nice and easy to pose because it's just such a really simple, like pretty bare bones design in terms of the mobile suit. It's just really easy to get everything where you want it to go in terms of like trying to get it posed up correctly. And again, the changes to that side skirt armor really makes a big difference. I found a lot of times when you're going for like when you want to have the legs posed like really wide like this, the side skirt armor can be in the way. Now, of course, the side skirt armor on this kit is not that big, but just the ability to move it up out of the way very easily like that, and it's not falling off or anything, does definitely help a lot. So I like that quite a bit. One thing that I do want to try, I didn't mention before, is those connectors that you can use to attach the partisan onto the backpack. Surely you could use those on the side skirts as well, to just have the partisan attached onto the side skirt. Or if you happen to get the options set, I think it's number 6. Yeah, number 6, that comes with the blade bat for this kit, then you could maybe attach that onto the side skirt as an extra thing anyway, using one of those connectors. You have 2 of those connector pieces, but you really only have one thing to connect with them. I don't think you could use those to connect the giant riot shield or anything to the backpack, so I'll have to try that out. So yep, sure enough, it's no problem at all to just attach that connector onto the side skirt. So that's what I love about a kit. Not only does it have great articulation, but the other thing that I love is a lot of different options. So a lot of different weapon options in this case, different weapons and accessories that we have, and then there's a lot of different options in terms of where you can actually attach those onto the mobile suit. So you can attach them onto the side skirt, the backpack, the back skirt. Unfortunately, the gauntlet doesn't really have anywhere to go, and the riot shield as well. But at least in terms of the rifle and the partisan, you have a lot of options of, if you're not hand holding them, a lot of different places that you can put those on the kit. So yeah, also this kit has some pretty nice details on it. It's not like really overloaded with lots of details, but it definitely has a lot of nice little small details scattered here and there to give you a pretty good balance of a lot of open spaces if you wanted to go in and add more details if you want, or just a nice amount of details here and there to give it a really nice look if you're not going to go and add even more. Alright, so that's pretty much going to do it for my out-of-box review for the HG Iron Blood Orphans Io Frame Shiden. There is going to be the P-Bandai version, the Rusei Go version. I will not be getting that kit. I have no plans on buying that kit. It has a few different parts. It has like different parts for the head and shoulders. I think maybe forearm as well, and it includes the blade bat. But that'll also be in the option set 6, so I'm definitely looking forward to taking a look at the option set 6. I also just snapped that up last night, so I'll be doing that review probably next or very soon. So look forward to that. I'm looking forward to trying out some even more weapon options with this kit. One thing also that I forgot to mention before, and if I don't mention it, I'm sure someone will point it out in the comments. It should be painfully obvious, but just in case you didn't know, the gauntlet can also be, of course, attached onto the other arm. I was complaining, not really complaining, but just pointing out the fact that the gauntlet has nowhere to go. If you don't have it on the arm, there's nowhere else attached onto the kit. Of course, you can attach it onto the other arm, but it looks a little bit silly. I tried it out earlier, like with the riot shield on one side and the gauntlet on the other side. It looks just like almost too much. I didn't like it, but I don't know, you may, I guess. I think it would be pretty cool if you had 2 of these kits to give it a gauntlet on each side. That would probably be pretty cool. And like 2 partisans or something, that would be probably pretty cool. So if you got multiples of this kit. And multiples, I mean, you could make like a team, you know, like I was mentioning before, give them some big, huge decals on the shields, 1, 2, and 3, something like that. Anyway, just an idea. One thing I have also noticed with this kit that I'll just quickly point out is that the maroon color plastic does seem to get stress marks very easily. So if you're not going to be painting the kit, you will probably notice some of that, especially in places where the plastic is coming into contact with other plastic. You may see some just small little white marks start to appear on that maroon plastic. I don't know what it is about it, but it just seems to get stressed very easily. That's all that is. That is actually weakening of the plastic, so you do want to be a little bit more careful with that. But I don't think it's really going to be too big of an issue, especially if you're going to be painting. You're probably never going to notice that. But just for those people who don't paint, just wanted to give you just a little bit fair warning about that. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any other questions or comments, you can leave those down below. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Bye bye.